Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
New construction options. Building. Construction complete. New construction options. Building. Construction complete. New construction options.
Reporting. Agreed.
Building.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Reporting.
Very well. Reporting. Agreed.
Unit
Reporting.
ready.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Ready.
Training.
Wait. Affirmative. Yes,
Unit
sir.
ready.
Affirmative.
Training. Unit ready.
Reporting.
Training.
Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Very well.
Training.
Agreed.
Unit ready.
Agreed.
Training. Unit
Acknowledged.
ready.
Affirmative.
Training.
Reporting.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready. Training.
Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Reporting at once.
Unit lost.
Very well.
Training. Unit
Yes, sir.
ready.
Very well. Reporting. Very
Construction
well.
complete. Unit lost. New construction
Yes,
options.
sir. Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
Our base
Yes,
is under
sir.
attack.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Very well. Reporting. Affirmative. Yes, sir. At once. Awaiting orders.
Construction complete. New construction options. Building.
Reporting. Agreed. Very well. Agreed. Affirmative. Agreed. Very
Unit
well.
ready. Building.
Agreed.
Training. Unit ready. Training.
At
Unit
once.
ready.
At
Training.
once. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Unit
At
ready.
once.
Training. Unit ready.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Base is under attack.
Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir.
Training.
Affirmative.
Construction complete.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Power.
Ready and wait. Yes, sir. At once. Yes, sir.
Unit
Of
ready.
course. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Building.
Affirmative. Knowledge. Affirmative.
Construction complete. Unit
Reporting.
ready.
Affirmative. Agreed. Very well. Affirmative. Reporting. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Building.
At once.
Insufficient funds.
Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Agreed.
Construction complete.
Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Acknowledge. Affirmative.
Building. Unit lost. Structure sold.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Very well. Waiting orders. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Building.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Structure sold. Structure sold. Insufficient funds. Construction complete.
Reporting. Very well.
Mission accomplished.
So I thought I'd start doing some post-match analysis, just giving my thoughts on how I think the match went and what won me the battle, what lost me the battle and stuff like that. So as you can see, I moved towards the middle to mine the gems here. My opponent Hamnet, he deploys instantly and then he starts base creeping to the top left. And he goes for 2 war factory all in. He's going to build light tanks, then he's going to sell his Conyard to get extra money for more light tanks, and then he's going to rush me. He's building towards the top left so he can build his war factories towards the top left and have a shorter rush distance to get to my base with his light tanks, which makes sense. I used to use the strategy quite a lot myself. Just pause it here. But I stopped using it because I felt like it didn't really work well against the players who are really good. It's either they would scout it and then they would deal with it, or they'd spot a light tank come in, they just react well enough to it that my light tank rush wouldn't do enough damage, and once your light tank rush doesn't do enough damage, you're basically screwed. The game's over, and there's not really any like counterplay. There's nothing clever you can do at that point. So now I move to the middle and try and scout what my opponent's doing and react accordingly. So at this point of the match, when I see this infantry, I don't know where my opponent is. I don't know if he's just kind of moved closer to the middle, and as a result, he's got his barracks up a little bit later, so that's why his rifleman's only there, or if he deployed instantly. But once I take out this rifleman and I scout a bit more and I don't see any buildings, I'm pretty certain that he's instantly deployed, or sometimes people like to go up here and then deploy, which is also a very viable strategy. And then later on I see some more infantrymen coming from the right hand side, so at this point I'm pretty confident that he's in the bottom right hand corner and he's instantly deployed. I have a group of riflemen here that I plan to send round the back of his base and scout what's going on and see what damage they can do. I don't really set up an anti-scout line. I think I was planning to, but his rifleman kind of already got through and was already able to scout everything. So at that point, I didn't really need to set up an anti-scouting line. But anyway, I get a bunch of riflemen and I try and go round the back of his base here. And this is actually super effective. So yeah, generally it's like I'm just trying to see what my opponent's got, if like light tanks are coming, or if they've got 2 refineries or whatever. But as you can see here, he doesn't have anything defending. He's already gone for the all-in. He's already done a control A and is sending his light tanks to attack my base. So he's got nothing to protect his 1 refinery. So my riflemen end up taking out his refinery, and this pretty much won me the game because he's getting no more money at this point. And if his light tank rush fails, which it does, then there's not really much else he can do after that. So he's in his light tank rush, he's attacking my war factory. I really should have sold my war factory at this point. I guess I was a bit naive thinking I could keep it up. I was in a better position. I didn't really need the extra speed from having 2 war factories. The extra money from selling it would have been better. But either way, he takes out my war factory and then he goes after my harvester, which is really smart. And he manages to take out my only harvester. So at this point, neither of us are getting any income. And then once I see my harvesters taken out and like he starts backing off, I realize, oh, I'm not getting any more money to build a new harvester. I quite stupidly sell my war factory. I don't usually make decisions that bad, like that was really dumb. I guess I thought I had 2 war factories, like I knew I built 2 war factories, so I assumed I just had another war factory, which is why I sold this war factory. But obviously once I sold that war factory, I saw the vehicle tab disappear and realised, oh, I can't actually build my harvester. What would have been a lot smarter is if I just sold my construction yard and then built a harvester. But at this point, basically, neither of us can mine anymore. I do end up selling a bunch of buildings and building another refinery later on, but it doesn't really matter. This battle basically decides who wins, and I've got medium tanks, he's got the same amount of light tanks, but obviously medium tanks are stronger than light tanks. You really need to outnumber your opponent with light tanks if you're going to beat them. So once I win this little skirmish here, it's GG. He starts messaging me in chat and tells me to like let him win because he's streaming or whatever. But obviously that was never going to happen. I'm sure he knew that was never going to happen. So yeah, GG.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. 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 Affirmative.
Cannot deploy here. New construction options. Building. Construction complete. New construction options. Building. Construction complete. New construction options.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged.
Training.
At once.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged. Agreed.
Training.
Reporting.
Unit ready.
Very well.
Training.
Reporting. Very
Unit
well.
ready. Training.
Yes, sir.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Yes, sir.
Training.
Very well.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged. Agreed.
Training.
Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Reporting.
Unit lost.
Affirmative.
Training.
Agreed.
Unit
Reporting.
ready.
Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Training.
Very well.
Unit lost. Unit ready. Training. Construction complete. New construction options. Building. On hold.
Yes, sir.
Cancel.
Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Reporting.
Training.
At once.
Unit
Yes, sir.
lost.
Affirmative. Awaiting orders.
Unit
Ready
lost.
and waiting. Very well. Acknowledge. Yes, sir. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Reporting. Agreed. Ready and waiting. Very well.
Unit lost.
At once.
Unit lost. Construction complete. New construction options. Building.
Awaiting orders. Agreed. Ready and waiting. Very well. Reporting. At once. At once. Ready and waiting.
Unit ready. Building.
Ready and waiting. Affirmative. Very well. Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Ready and waiting. Affirmative. Of course. Affirmative.
Unit
Yes,
ready.
sir.
Building.
Very well. Affirmative.
Construction complete. Low power.
Affirmative.
Building.
Very well.
Unit ready.
Of course. Of course.
Construction complete. Our base is under
Acknowledge.
attack.
Yes, sir. Of
Unit
course.
ready.
Yes, sir. Very well.
Building.
Yes, sir.
Unit lost. Unit ready. Building. Construction complete. Unit
Yes,
ready.
sir. Agreed.
Building.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Of course. Very well. Affirmative.
Unit
Ready
ready.
and waiting. Very well.
Building.
Reporting. Very well. At once.
Unit lost.
Very
Construction
well.
complete. Unit lost.
Waiting
Our
orders.
base is under attack.
Very well.
On hold.
Affirmative. At once.
Cancel.
At once.
Building.
Reporting. Yes, sir. Very well. Reporting. Of course. Very well. Agreed. Very well. Reporting. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. At once. Agreed. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Very well. Waiting orders.
Unit
Agreed.
lost.
Yes, sir. At once. Reporting. Yes, sir. Agreed. Reporting. Agreed. Acknowledged.
ready.
Reporting.
Building.
Awaiting
Unit
order. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Construction.
Yes.
Our base is under attack.
Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Yes.
Unit ready.
Reporting.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Affirmative. 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 Yes.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Unit
Yes,
ready.
sir. Vehicle reporting.
Building.
Acknowledged. Awaiting orders.
Lost.
Yes, sir.
Insufficient.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Very well.
Lost.
Affirmative. Waiting orders.
Our base is under attack. Building. Structure sold. Structure sold. Mission failed.
Okay, so in this match, I moved towards my closest gems here. Hamnet deploys instantly. Now, most players do what I did here, and they move towards their closest gems, because obviously, you get a lot more money from gems, and you win a longer match if you go towards the gems than your opponent does generally. I didn't know he deployed instantly, and he sets up a very good anti-scouting line, which keeps me in the dark. So I don't know that he's going for like a 2 war factory all in again, and a light tank rush is coming, and I don't know that I need to deal with it appropriately. So as a result, I don't. I should have probably worked out that something was up just from the anti-scouting line he set up, like, because this is a very aggressive anti-scouting line. Like it extends basically half the map, and it's quite close to my base. Like, people just don't usually do this when they set up an anti-scouting line. So from that, I probably should have worked out that something is up, and maybe sent like a medium tank towards his base to try and work out what's going on or whatever, because it's the fact that he caught me unaware of the light tank rush that made it so effective. Later on, when he starts sending a light tank towards my base, even at this point, I'm not expecting a light tank rush. I think that he's just trying to destroy my gems here, so he comes with his light tank, he starts shooting at my harvester. Like, as he shoots my harvester and as my tank shoot his light tank, like, gems get destroyed, which like sometimes good players do just to make it so that you have a bit of less economy. And I thought that that's what he was going for, rather than a full-blown light tank rush at this point. But it's only kind of when more tanks start coming and then they start really focusing on my harvester, I kind of realize, oh, I'm in a bit more trouble than I think I'm in. And he does a good job of taking out my harvester here again, and this pretty much wins him the game. Because without my harvester, obviously, like, I'm getting no income, and I know this, and I know I need to build another harvester, but building another harvester, like, just takes a lot of time, like, especially because he took out my war factory. I've only got one war factory, and harvesters take a long time to build anyway, even when you have two war factories. And as I'm building my harvester, I'm not building more medium tanks, so even though I've got a bit of the advantage here, once he comes with a reinforcement and he like adds some more light tanks, because I'm not building any more medium tanks because I'm building my harvester, he can now overwhelm me with his light tanks. And once my army's gone, there's nothing to protect me from his light tanks, and it's pretty much GG. So yeah, as you can see here, he takes out my medium tanks, and yeah, now I've got my harvester, but it's too little too late. There's nothing to protect my base with. So I think in the future, if I see someone setting up a really aggressive anti-scouting line like this, I should think something's up. And as I said, I should probably send a medium tank into their base to just work out if they're trying to light tank crush me or not, and then react accordingly. Because, you know, if I had known the light tank rush was coming, I probably would have built more pillboxes, probably would have protected my harvester better, and just had tanks around my harvester and stuff, and been able to deal with it better. But because I didn't know it was coming, you know, that's why he won the game. But GG, well played to Hamnet there.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Cannot
Affirmative.
deploy here. New construction options. Building. Construction complete. New construction options. Building. Construction complete. New construction options.
Yes, sir. Very well.
Building.
Acknowledged.
Training.
Agreed.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Training.
Affirmative.
Unit
Very well.
ready.
Reporting. At
Training.
once. Ready and
Unit
waiting.
ready.
Affirmative.
Training.
Yes, sir.
Unit
At
ready.
once. Yes, sir.
Training.
Agreed.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Training.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Training.
At once. Awaiting orders.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Training.
Reporting.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Reporting.
Training.
Affirmative.
Unit ready. Training. Construction complete.
Awaiting
Unit
orders.
ready.
Very well.
New construction options. Building.
Reporting.
Training. Construction
Affirmative.
complete. Unit ready.
Reporting. Affirmative. Very well. Very well. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Very well. Awaiting orders. Very well. Ready and waiting. Affirmative. Reporting at once.
Construction complete. New construction options. Building.
Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative. Yes,
Unit
sir.
ready.
At once.
Building.
Affirmative.
Unit lost. Unit ready. Building. Unit lost. Construction complete. Low power. Building. Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Construction complete. Building.
Ready and waiting.
Unit ready. Building.
Very well. Very well.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
At once. Affirmative. At once. Of course. Very well. Agreed.
Unit ready. Building. Building.
Of course. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Agreed. At once.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Ready and waiting. Very well. Agreed. Yes, sir. Agreed.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Of course.
Unit
Yes, sir.
built. Construction complete. Unit ready. Building.
Ready and waiting. Yes, sir. Waiting orders. Very well.
Unit ready. Building. Structure sold. Mission accomplished.